think I want to draft the shrine today pretty aggressively. So maybe we'll go in, try to get our hands on some dice or something, then come back out and draft the shrine. All right, no, not that. 66. Yeah, we'll go around, we'll draft. See what we can find. And then we'll go from there. Okay, so Observatory we've now seen it rank 8 and gotten a super helpful, not at all cryptic clue. So I'm going to draft it because I want to get... We know there's more than 50 constellations at 50, so I want to keep getting stars to see... when we finally get a new constellation. Right now it looks like it's just going to be like you get the inkwell plus whatever you previously got at, you know, 1 up. He started with the crown and the moon pendant again. That's actually pretty wild. I don't mind the chapel here though. Or I could do like pantry and then just quickly draft a dead end off of there. So. The question is, do I have to get all the way to like 100 or something? Here's some dice. So we can, we'll go this way, see if we can get a few more dice or maybe a study. Do security. Okay, so we don't have a key card today. We'll check the staff announcements. New. Simon, last week I started making a list of upgrade discs I know of. It's only half of them, but hopefully it will be of some help. Her leadership's chamber, mechanarium, freezer, morning room, tomb, great hall, vault, and garage. I think I found all of those. Oh, and I think there's one in the archives, but it's locked in a file cabinet and might know where that key is. Okay. That is all information we've already found. But good to know. Go laboratory. Experiment setup. Set my dice to 2. Or permanently increase my lockpicking skills. We'll just do gain a key, gem, or die for each room with a fireplace I draft. Not a ton of those, but it's better than... And we already did one with the den. But it's better than, like, some of the others, so... Secret passage, I guess. Go for green room on the edge. Courtyard often has good items in it. Terrace is a good starting room. It means breakfast nook's my only way up, though. But we'll do it. We'll get terrace out of the way. Get me started on a nice little green room trajectory. See if we can get some more items down here. Spare green room, courtyard. Okay, I kind of want to do spare green room because it just goes perfectly. But also, green room is spare room. And I actually have never drafted spare room at rank 8. So I kind of want to keep it. So I think we'll do courtyard, even though it isn't the best use of doors. Get that, which will be good for finding keys. And let's see. Storeroom is good. We've already gotten the storeroom memo. And I don't know if I'm going to find anything really better here. So. Okay, now the question is, do I want to go outside and try to draft the shrine with 2 keys? Or 2 dice? Or do I want to wait? I think we go do it now. Try to draft the shrine using, like, 2 dice. Don't have to do it, it's right there. Alright, so let me look up. I had written down all the shrine offerings I've ever done. I want the monk. I think we just had like, yeah, 45 plus, I think was like... Maybe we'll do 30. Yeah, we'll do 30. There we go. 4 days, blessing the monk. So, my first priority is room 46. That's my first priority for this one. Otherwise, we'll have to see. Secret Garden could be funny. Yeah. Probably gets me more gems, pantry, bedroom. They all go that way. Oh, this has a fireplace. I think we got a key for that. Oh geez, okay. All right. Okay, so let's start with the premise that this is entirely true. That would mean that this is entirely false. Which does not work. Because the white box is empty could not be true. Could not be false. And basically they can't be in both of these. So this cannot be entirely true. If this is entirely false, that means all of those are true. And the blue box contains the gems. Which would mean... So this has to be partially true, partially false. If this one is entirely true, then the black box is empty, which means the gems are in one of these two, and then this would be entirely false. Which would make the gems be in here, if that's true. So if this box is entirely true, then this would be entirely false. This would be some true, some false, which would work. If this is entirely true, then this would be entirely false. No, we know they're in here, I think. Yeah. It's like, that doesn't work otherwise. Library goes up, which I think is what we want here. Nothing different about this book than the one that's in the other room. It makes me go like, why is it even here to check out? Let's redraw. I don't love these. Could do this, redraw, gain a gem. Rotunda here is pretty good. Give me all directions and the ability to rotate them. Okay, break room is one of the few that we have not actually seen on rank 8, so I'm not going to do that. Pantry we have seen up there. So we'll go ahead and do pantry. Commissary. And then I'll buy the set of gems. Nice. And then we'll go back to the rotunda and we'll operate from this room. We'll go east first. I actually don't hate the chapel here. Sure, office. Yeah, because I get to give a coin to the piggy. Exactly. We love the piggy. Sure, corridor. Oh my god, the piggy is probably got 200 gold for me at this point. Sure, bedroom. Okay, here's my coat check. So we can grab the master key again. I love that the moon pendant can save itself. The last thing I do when I solve everything, break the piggy. Why would I break the piggy, though? Nursery could be good for steps. It's another dead end, but I'm okay with it. Yeah, she took away the scepter and stone. Back up through the rotunda. This is our only option, but we can rotate this room, so... And we have one redraw. I can rotate, do the boudoir. Get some extra dice. Never break the piggy. Ew. I hate all of those. Music room is okay here. Secret garden key. Hi Plumberry, how are you? Yeah, I feel like at this point I bought the blue tent and didn't need to break the piggy. We'll do vestibule, absolutely. So, no need to break the piggy at this point. Sure, drawing room. Experiment successful, I gained a key. Sleepy after a long bath, love a bath. I'm doing pretty good. Okay, we love a study. So we're taking it. It's one of my favorite rooms. We are not getting any items today. We are getting shit items. We're getting gems, which is fine. Caleb. Draft over here. Cloister, maybe? I don't love any of those. Hallway's okay here. Let's go this way. Mount Holly gift shop. Ew. That's one thing, is like we have so many rooms at this point in the draft pool that the chance of finding every individual room, do secret garden key here, is actually a little lower than I'd like. I don't have a shovel yet. I could say there's a lot of room in this place. There's a lot of room in this place. Yes, there is. Somewhere there was an item. Key. Don't need keys. I have a master key, but you know. Dining room there is fine. Enjoy your lunch. Locksmith, I could get like another fancy key. I'm surprised we haven't hit any security doors. Now I'm going to speak that into existence. We're taking the vault. It's rank 8. Herbert would like stick it on the back of the other side, go, hey, good luck. There it is. The family core is unlocked only by the sum of its digits. The family core is unlocked only by the sum of its digits. I feel like this relates to Castle. What was the... There is a letter missing. On the coat of arms, the first numbers are 1 numeral, the rest are 2 numerals. From the Mechanarium. I'm going to try to draft the wine cellar on rank 8 today as well. That's another one we haven't gotten. Let's go to, like, vestibule. We might still get a showroom, so I'm going to save the quail or whatever it is. Kennel would go through, get me to rank 8. Yeah, so I'm assuming that this is... I was interpreting this as the T being the, like, farthest right T, but it's the middle T. So that's all of the puzzles there. Okay. So I want to... Spare room I actually haven't drafted at rank 8. And it was a blue room, which makes me think there might still be a memo in it. Even though it's not blue anymore. But we'll do one redraw. Break room we haven't done. So we'll do this. I'm gonna go back down really quickly. Go this way. Try to get my hands on some more gems. Yeah. Yeah, Nick, there's a letter missing. Have you heard? Sure, morning room. Trunk. More dice. Love that. There's the wine cellar, but I don't want it now. Sure, workshop. Yeah, I would not be surprised if there's... we'll do treasure trove here. If there's more puzzles that we can't yet complete. He was like, I want to get everyone to, you know, a certain ending, but that's it. Okay, so now we have... treasure trove. We have a black box with a moon. Black with a moon. Do we know anything about black boxes with moons? Come on. Come on, Stick Drift. We don't specifically. This is a green memo. Oh, jeez. The last green memo that was handwritten said the next 3 green memos you'll find are all true. That is false. But if we change a color, it will be true. As you have always suspected, there is more to the den than meets the eye. Ugh. I'm honestly assuming that's false and that the den is actually just a room that is well designed to seem like it has more than meets the eye. Because that is a green memo that is typed, and it said the green memos, if we change a color, next 3 green memos, next 3 blue or red memos will all be true. Only works if we change a color. I don't know. I'm assuming that's false, and that the den is actually as simple as it looks. Okay. Yeah, we want to go up to the break room. We'll do this. Okay. Nope. So, this is 9 because it's half of 6 plus 3 twice, essentially. So this one is, I'm assuming 1.5, basically. Rounded up is 2. This is 1.5. 2 times 1.5 is 5. But I didn't like that answer. 6 would be like the, yeah, obvious one. That's 6. This one's 9. Two. I'm sorry? Didn't click the first time, that's weird. Keycard. Oh, there it is. The bullseye operation can trigger multiple times. Yeah, I think we know that because it's the only way we'd get some of the answers that we got. But I don't know, maybe I'm missing something there. Okay, I either end the run here and just grab wine cellar, or I try to go for green room or like dovecote. I think we grab the wine cellar, call it. A lot of the notes are for people struggling. I think that's true. All right. So, MCCXIII, right? This says, the Mechanarium says on the coat of arms, the first number is 1 numeral. The rest are 2 numerals. So, which I find that very weird. CIX is the first 3 letters of a castle puzzle, which in Roman numerals would be 109. This is 1213. First number is 1 numeral. The rest are 2 numerals. So like, I mean, normally MCCXII would be 1213, the year 1213. But if somehow the numerals are like different here, it would be 1211 and 2. That would still be 1213. If we add 1213 together, that gets us 8. Right? So 8 would be the family core. That's not correct. That 1213 would actually only be 7. If you added the numerals together, that would only be 7. Unless we're doing, number coring. Where was my memo on number coring? Let's look for our memo in here. Because that mechanarium note doesn't make a lot of sense to me. There it is. The numerals below the coat of arms are 4 different numbers, not 1. Yeah. Four different numbers, not 1. But then combined with the mechanarium information, the first number is 1 numeral. The rest are 2 numerals. So that implies M is 1 number, CC are 1 number, XI are 1 number, and II are 1 number. But the weird thing is that still essentially makes 1213. Because M is still 1000, CC is still 200, XI is 11, and II is 2. And those all add up to 1213. If we find Yep, 1,211 too. That's what I've got. The problem is I could numeric core all of those, right? Like I could do that to 1,000, but I can easily make that 1, you know? 1,211 2. What else relates to this? I didn't get to room 46 today, but I'll try to do that tomorrow. Family core is unlocked, but only by the sum of its digits. So the three... Oh, I was thinking like 1,000, right? If I take 1,000, core that could be 1, right? If I take each one and like individually try to come up with cores, but I feel like they're meant to sort of be taken together. There's 3 clues that seem to be related to this. One is this one here. Numerals below the coat of arms are 4 numbers, not 1. On the coat of arms, the first numbers are 1 numeral, the rest are 2 numerals. That's how we get to 1,211, 2. And then the family core, the vault. The family core is unlocked only by the sum of its digits. Even then you multiply by 0. Ah, I see. It's always plus, minus, multiply, divide. I see. That I did not understand. Oh, the next 3 can change. Okay. So the smallest possible number... Okay, I understand. That was the part I was missing, was I was like, I could make any... assign each a different color. Okay. So I can... Okay, this is workable then. So 1,000 has to be 1,000. 200 is the smallest possible would be dividing by 200, because that gets us to 5, right? So we'd have to be like addition, division, 200 dividing by 200. That's the only way we get a small number here, would be dividing by 200. That gets us to 5. We have 11 and 2 to work with. If we multiply by 11, though, that still gets us to 55. Minus 2 is 53. If we subtract 11, that gets us to negative 6. Times 2 is negative 12. So that doesn't make sense. Right? Am I trying to make smallest whole number possible? So maybe if we do minus 200, that gets us to 800. No, that can't be. Times 200 would be 20,000. And it was because of coring? Yeah. If 1,000 is plus, times 200 would take us to 20,000, which seems insane. So it can't be times. It's got to be minus or divided. And that doesn't leave us many options. Minus would take us to 800. Although I guess we can repeat the process. Right? We can repeat the process if the if it produces more than 3 digits. Valid mathematical equation that produces the smallest whole number. Clarifying question on that instruction. Does it always have to stay positive? The result. Smallest possible whole positive number? Because if it has to be the smallest possible whole positive number, then that gets us to 5. That would get us to 55. Minus 2 would get us to 53. 53 would be the smallest possible whole positive number if it has to be a positive number at the end, in the end result. If it can be negative, then we can get to like negative something. If it can be negative, we could do 5 minus 11 is negative 6 times 2 is negative 12. So like if the end result could be negative, then I can get us to negative 12 out of this. If the end result has to be positive, then I can't. Did not make it to room 46 today. What room would I want outside if not room 46? We could do observatory to gain a star right off the bat. Guaranteed to get that. We could do study. Study seems good. Guarantee we get that. Treasure trove could always be good. Start off with all the money in the world. Coat check. Give myself make sure I get the master key. Let's go no, music room. Rotunda. Yeah, let's go back to coat check. Drop off the master key. So I have a clarifying question for it. In the instructions that I have for number coring, it says I need to result in a valid mathematical equation that produces the smallest whole number possible. My question is, does it have to be the smallest whole positive number possible? Or is a whole number that is negative? Okay, because a negative whole number is still a whole number. In which case, the answer I'm getting is 53. Because, and then 53, 5 plus 3 is 8, right? Because divided by 200 equals 5, times 11 is 55, minus 2 is 53, if it has to be a whole number. Nathan says whole numbers cannot be negative. They are, by definition, only 0 and up. Really? Yeah. Apparently they are only positive. Okay, so in that case, I'm getting to 53, and therefore 50, and then it's the clue. The core can only be reached by adding up its, but it can only be unlocked by the sum of its digits. 5 plus 3 equals 8. And 8 is a relevant number in this game. I cannot believe I have not found the foundation again. I don't know if we've ever seen an 8 in this game. Not ever. I know. I think I have the chess puzzle solved again. If I want to change my power. Yeah, I'm assuming this is not as simple as putting it in 8. 8 o'clock. That would be like too obvious. I mean, it could be like $8.53 or $5.38. Yeah, that's not it. I'm like, if that relates to this at all, which I don't even know that it does. Yeah, it's not either of those times. So. I hate you, Castle. Okay. Assuming I've got a pawn somewhere. I know I have an office. Yeah, right below the chapel. And I think I have the study, like, there? And I have a nook somewhere. Yeah, right there. And then security is right next to it. Or night is right next to it. It's interesting that the I'll take the king. CIX is 109. Add 6. 115. 115? Not 115. But then East is in here too. East is down. East is at 5. Still lost on that. There's one other like thing to potentially number core, and that is 7, 3, 10, 1. Let me look out over the majesty of Mount Holly while I do this. Not for this, but for something else. Route 8, depart, keep left to Tanner Fork, right, dead end, record each stop on the way. If we can't take out the Royal Station and dead end starting points, the remaining 4 stations are Angel Tower, Aries Crossing, Tanner Fork, Orris Train Hall, or stations numbered 7, 3, 10, and 1. But I think I can get that to 0. No, not quite. Let's see. I can get it to 10 pretty easily. Seven, let's see, so 7, can't really divide it by 3, so it's got to be multiplication or subtraction. Subtraction gets us to 4. But that's not like one number, that's just a big number. But I was just thinking, there's got to be a reason why we've got to figure out those stations. Times 3 would be 21. Minus 10 would be 11. Divided by 1 would be 11. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah. So I think if I'm number coring 1213 or MCCXIII, I think my answer is 53. 5 plus 3 equals 8. But then, like, doing something with that is a whole other question. 8 does seem like an important number. Yes, it is. Finding the family core. Like, but cool, having the number 8. Like, that do for me? Where do I put that? You know, that's where I'm at right now with that. I have found almost every rank 8 memo. Put that in my pocket for now, pretty much. I don't know if there's one in the spare room. I can't get the entrance hall up there. There's probably one in the foundation if I can get that up there. Although then I'd be pissed that my foundation's so high. Walk-in closet I haven't done. Chamber of mirrors I haven't done. Freezer and dovecote. I've gotten every other one. Still want to go back into the clock tower at some point. It's where yours was most of the game. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to get back and forth to, like, room 46 if you need it. Speaking of, I need to figure out where I'm going to end. Because I have the Blessing of the Monk. So, I can end... My thoughts are... Coat check. So I can guarantee myself Master Key right at the beginning. That's true. That's true. Guarantee myself Master Key right off the bat. Study. Guarantee myself the ability to use the study right off the bat. I do have the Secret Garden. Actually, you know what? You did mention that earlier, and I was thinking about it. Since I didn't make it to room 46. We'll do it. We'll see how it works. Yeah. Worst case scenario, it gives me 2 antechambers right off the bat. I like that the guy who wrote the fixed stars, his name is Dickwit. That makes me pretty happy, to be honest. I think I need one more rotation. Yeah, I have to get up to Boudoir. Yeah. I'm like... Tonda Ross, did you have something to say about somebody? You're calling him Dickwit? If you get a lot of hookups on the app, do you have Dickwit? Probably. Alright, we'll end here, see what happens. We have a moon pendant, so we're going to save 2 of our items for tomorrow. So, let's see what happens. Last time it saved the moon pendant, which is an interesting thing. Garden Manor.